All right. So the first one is, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and about how you came across the real world?
Yep. So I'm Filipino, born in Australia. Came across the real world. It was called Hustlers University at the time. Through a Twitch chat. They were making fun of Tate. So decided to search up Andrew, see what the fuss is all about, and ended up seeing a reel about depression. Searched up Hustlers University, and at the time it was really new to me, making money online. So I searched up about it. At the time, it came up with articles about, oh, this is a scam, all that. But for some reason, I just wanted to join. So having no money at the time, I decided, you know what, I have this PS5 here that I don't use, so I'll just sell that. Joined Hustlers University, and yeah, did some copywriting for a few months. Eventually transitioned into affiliate marketing, making clips of the real world, and did that for about 6 months until about May of 2023 and got my first client.
That's great, bro. Um, what motivated you to join the real world? What was going on in your head at the time?
So at the time I was struggling with depression. Um I I had a therapist session. I told her about the fact that I think university is a waste of time and money. And she actually ended up screaming at me in the call, which is really strange. Um, and that kind of just set my brain to like confused mode, like what is this? What is happening? And yeah, that's what ended up. That's how I ended up finding Andrew.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear. Well, what's really strange though is how people will hear you talk about something that they know very well, like university, and you'll talk about it a bit negatively, and they just wake up like sleeper agents, and they just start
Yeah,
telling you like, no, you have to go, you have to do this, and you have to do this, and you have to do this. It's like it flips a switch in their brain. It's
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, I had that same experience with my parents, and then when I started actually getting results and being a better person, they were like, oh, maybe it does work. But at first, it's like agents in the Matrix, right?
yeah, yeah.
But it is funny. It is funny. Let's see what we have up next. So, what are the specific skills and the specific knowledge that you learned inside of the real world? Like, what exactly changed within your mindset?
Um, I learned how to edit really well. Uh, what the real world taught me was first the skill, but the amount of volume required to actually become good at the skill. So at the time, Luke had us doing, I think, six edits a day, and that really sped up my learning, definitely. And then eventually I started doing for clients. At one point it was like 20 edits a day, which is kind of
Wow.
crazy. But yeah, it's definitely volume definitely plays a big part in learning the skill itself.
Yeah, funnily enough, I actually have a piece of paper up here on my board. It's volume negates luck, just up here by my desk. I like to remind myself of that whenever it doesn't seem like it's working, whatever I'm doing. I just got to do
Mm,
more, right? Like you have to find the equation, right? This many of this action gets this many of this result. And then you could just pump it and you can just keep getting results. It's
yeah.
but yeah, volume is definitely something that a lot of people don't think about. Um, how if you just do like 100 of something, if you just count in hundreds instead of tens or twenties or thirties, you'll get a lot more results. You know, what do you think,
Yeah.
Bazu?
Honestly, that's what we've been seeing so far. That works. Like the more you do, the more results come your way anyway. The raw action sorts everything.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. And earlier when you were talking about how you were trying to see if the real world was a scam, I remember doing the exact same thing. And everything said that it was a scam, don't join. It doesn't actually teach you. And then I joined and it worked. It was the weirdest thing because I wasn't expecting it to. What was your experience with that, Basil? How did you get into the real world?
Honestly, I just discovered it through like people sharing like memes and reels online and just clips of Tate being Tate. And honestly, at the start, I felt like he had he was making really interesting points that were never like bring to my attention ever before. And it definitely opened my eyes to a whole new perspective to actually living life. And that's when I heard like him talking about his university, and I said, ah, that's interesting. Let's try this. And then from there, I learned a lot before actually taking action. That was, I think, my biggest like flaw, if I'd say.
Yeah, the classic information trap.
Yeah.
That was me for like a solid 8 months back. I used to attend a public school. I ended up leaving, and for like the 8 months between leaving the school and starting my agency, it was just all consuming content, no action, and that's really a huge trap.
Yeah.
What are your experiences with that, Nathan?
So this is definitely a lot more recent. Definitely a big regret of mine. Um, my first client was actually Fresh from Fresh and Fit, and he I provided some value to him, got him as a client, and he let me into his network. And at the time, I was very inexperienced, so this guy asked if he wanted to partner up, and I thought at the time, why not? I could use extra help. What I should have done was set expectations, what would he do for this 50-50 that he would be taking. So I didn't do that. And for a year straight, I was bogged down in work and I couldn't really outreach or push the business forward. So um it's yeah, basically just for a year straight, just kind of just wasting time,
Yeah.
not really doing anything.
Yeah, I
And
could definitely relate to that. There were stretches of my life that were 2, 3 months at a time where I just would not do anything. And I
yeah.
would look at like my outreach list and I'll be like, damn, it's been a month since I've sent DMs out, or like, damn, it's been a month since I posted. But Fresh and Fit, that's a crazy first client. How did that happen? Was it like within your network or just outreach?
Um, I was just browsing my YouTube just before I got him as a client. Um, I looked at Dylan's course and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna outreach to whoever I think I could help. Noticed that Fresh didn't really post consistently, so made some clips for him, some free value. Sent an email, and yeah, he responded.
Wow. So you were using the provide lots of value first, like the super custom approach. What was your outreach method that allowed you to land him as a client?
Um, I it was in an email. I complimented him. It was I said really enjoy the content, appreciate what you do for all the men out there. And then right after that, I said that I made some free stuff for you. You can upload them, let me know what you think about them. And he replied that these are really good. And that's yeah,
Yeah,
shortly after he asked like how much.
that's amazing. That's truly a one in a million shot there.
Yeah.
That's really great. But what did it feel like to make your first dollar online? Because for me, it was just a complete revelation. What did it feel like for you? What was your experience?
So at the time I was going viral on my TED account, getting views, but it wasn't really money. So once I actually made the money, I remember showing my parents, and they were happy. But I don't know, it just kind of like unlocked like this gate in my mind, like this is actually gonna help me achieve my dreams. Like I'm actually on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to hear. A lot of the stories I hear of making their first dollar online, it's mostly the same type of emotions. Something I really noticed is it's like unlocking a new skill tree in a video game, right? You just
Yeah.
realize that you could do all this crazy stuff, but you also realize that it's going to take a lot more work.
I'm curious, how like how big would you say you've made? Like, what's the biggest amount of money you've made so far?
Um, I'd say in total, I know for a fact it was 20,000 USD.
Okay.
That's
But
amazing.
one of my clients, he actually ended up getting a offer for a $5,000 a week sponsorship. So yeah, I'd like to think I'm capable of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great to
that
hear.
is great. To be honest, hearing somebody being capable of like achieving this, it just makes like people that haven't like achieved that high be even more confident in their abilities to actually like achieve it. Like if somebody can do it, I can do it as well.
Yep.
If you had to give one piece of advice to someone that was just starting out their journey, perhaps just joined the real world and wanted to do the same things that you did, what would that piece of advice be?
Um, I'd say it's just do as much volume as possible.
Interesting. So
As
just,
much action,
yeah,
yes.
exactly. So what exactly was the threshold that you had to cross in terms of volume? Was it like 6 hours a day, 7 hours a day, 10 hours a day? What did that look like for you?
Um, for me, it was probably 8 hours a day. Um, I was eventually capped by like the computer and what I could actually do with the computer.
Yeah, like in terms of editing processing, graphics
Yeah,
processing, that type of stuff.
yeah.
And what did your average day look like when you were first starting out, when you just joined the real world, when you were really grinding? What did that look like?
Um, when I first joined, it was definitely a lot of course consumption and doing the homework and yeah, sending outreach as part of the homework. That's pretty much what it looked like.
Nice. What was your daily schedule like? Did you wake up and immediately did you try the eat the frog type thing where you just do the hardest thing first, or what did that look like in terms of your timetable?
Um, I'd basically just wake up, and then just get on the computer, then open up Hollister's University or Real World, and yeah, just start working.
Nice. Did you have any specific type of morning routine, anything like that?
Uh, no, not really. I kind of just yeah, go into work pretty much.
Yeah, that's
You're
something I
just
see a lot.
obsessed by the grind, right?
Yeah.
That is great to hear. Let's see. What was the biggest challenge that you faced while building your business, and what was the solution to that?
I'd I'd say the biggest challenge would be I'd say definitely getting the outreach. Um, because I wasted a lot of time, I couldn't really dedicate a good amount of the day to outreach. Um, I'm kind of in this weird position where I know what I'm doing, but not with actually getting the DMs.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's my biggest challenge right now.
And if you were to start all over again, what would you do?
I would learn how to edit, post content, until I consistently go viral and start sending free value, get some clients, and then yeah, leverage the testimonials, social proof, get more clients.
Yeah, that's an amazing strategy. It's pretty much the only strategy that works in that type of business model. I've seen a lot of people try variations and deviations from what the courses say inside of the real world, and none of them really succeed. But how, another question I wanted to ask was, how did the professors inside of the real world shape your journey? Were they there to answer your questions, or did you get on calls with any of them? What did that look like?
Um, at the time, I didn't really open my mind to what was possible yet, but I kind of found it like amazing. Like these people are millionaires. They're kind of just doing whatever they want and just kind of seeing how disciplined they are. I kind of just use that as like the model for myself. Like this is normal. That's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, like the adoption of a new type of framework. Right? So
Yeah.
that's what it sounds like a new baseline. I think that's really important for especially beginners, their self-identity, because they identify as someone who cannot be successful by default, right? I think that's really interesting.
You
But
said you were video editor, right? Like your main skill is video editing.
Yeah.
You said earlier you delved a bit into copywriting. Did that go any far? Like,
Um, I ended up getting a positive email back or reply, but I ended up losing the template that I was using. So that was really frustrating. I didn't really no, it didn't really go that far. I didn't
all right.
really like the writing. I didn't think really I couldn't really see the results. So I didn't know if I was good at it.
Yeah. So you mainly focused on creating like this kind of social media where you could actually show off your skills in editing to
Yeah.
any clients, potential clients.
Yeah, yeah.
What platform did you use? Like, did you use Instagram or YouTube or?
Um, right now I use Instagram and YouTube, but before, with my Tay account, it was TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
Right.
and tell us a little bit more about your future goals. Like, where do you plan to go from here?
Um, definitely reach 30K a month and look to travel.
Nice. Where do you see yourself going, and how do you see yourself evolving over the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years?
Um, I'd say I'd become a more of a multi-skilled person just so I can provide more value. And yeah, just so I can charge more as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Diversification is for sure a big step in the latter process once you've gotten out of the first few eras. But do you have a team, or do you manage anybody, or is it just all you?
At the moment it's all me, but I did have a team before. And yeah, that was some pretty valuable experience.
If you had to use one word to describe your journey from zero to the tens of thousands of dollars that you've made, what would that word be?
Um, I'd say resilience.
Resilience. Interesting. Do you mind elaborating on that a little bit? How did resilience help you build those reps and that money?
So when I first started and I had to outreach, I wasn't mentally uh fully stable at the time. And I was getting these really negative replies back to my emails. And many times I thought, like, this is, maybe I should just give up or something. But I was always thinking of the what could be, and that kept me going.
Interesting. Yeah, I've had a lot of experiences with that. It's difficult because when you get discouraged, your subconscious brain will start bringing up rational explanations for why you should quit. That's happened to me like 10, 15 times, where you think, oh, maybe I'm not fit for it. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe it's not what I'm supposed to do. And you'll weasel your way out inside your brain of doing the hard work. But how has your lifestyle changed since you've made so much money online? What does it look like now?
Um, I'm never. I don't think I'm going to be satisfied. I can always make more. Right now I kind of just, before I used to just stay at home and play video games or sleep. But I'd say now it's more of I'd wake up uh and look to try and improve my skill set, improve in any way, and yeah, work. I don't really go out. Like I don't really care about that social life, to be honest.
Yeah,
Um I kind of just think like if it doesn't add value to my own life, like what's the point?
yeah, for sure. Were materialistic things ever a motivation for you? Like, were you ever thinking of, oh, I want to buy this car or I want to buy this bike or this apartment?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to buy, like the nice watches, cars, clothes. But the main motivation would actually be taking care of my family and not, kind of not be a loser, a disappointment, pretty much.
Yeah, definitely relate to that. What were some of the most memorable experiences on your journey?
Um, I'd say it's definitely getting fresh as a client. It's definitely one of them, but um, just I'd say the most memorable is I would I would consistently get results. I wouldn't really it would just naturally happen. And eventually as time gone on, we'd get the attention of bigger clients, more high profile people. Um, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say there's one specific moment. There's quite a lot, but yeah, I'd say that's it.
Yeah, that's really interesting. What would you say to somebody that's in the same position as a younger you that's considering joining the real world?
Um, I'd say just join. Um, Despite what the media says, just look at Andrew's accomplishments. Look at the professor's accomplishments because that is ultimately more important and what will speak more to people that actually want to achieve.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people will say that it's a scam, but if you just look at all the wins going on inside every single campus, it's mind-boggling, right?
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, the majority of students inside of the real world don't really accomplish anything. I've seen that from experience. Like the AMAs have like 5 to 800 people in them, and there's like 200,000 people inside of each campus. It doesn't make any sense, especially if you look at the chats and the power levels. But if you work hard, if you devote yourself, you'll definitely succeed. What do you think about other creators' programs like Eman or Hamza, people like that? What do you think of their coaching programs?
Um, I actually ended up joining Sneakers. I forgot what his one was called, but it was definitely very underwhelming. Um, he at the time he tried to kind of copy the real world, get these different skills, and professors, but it's just really underwhelming. I ended up joining another one. It was about creating courses for creators, and that one was kind of underwhelming as well. There's really just nothing like the real world. Like it's just because with the real world you have the results people are getting in your face, and the course material itself is easy to watch, easy to digest. Yeah, I just say everyone, most of the other stuff is just underwhelming, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that the whole Sneeko situation was super interesting because it, I mean, you don't really see Sneeko as the guy to teach you how to make money online.
Yeah.
It's super
Yeah.
strange. There's this huge wave of people that know absolutely nothing, just releasing courses just so they can maybe get some people.
Yeah.
But me personally, I joined Hamza's program, the Adonis School, and it was interesting. There are some very valuable things in there for content creators, but it's not really for everyone, right? Like I definitely agree with you how there's nothing like the real world. There's countless skills you can learn, countless ways to master those skills, a bunch of different professors, and it's only 49 a month, right? But the Adonis School program was like 120 with a $200, $300 entrance fee, and it was only one skill, and it was the skill that worked for Hamza, of course, so he could teach it, but it was very, very underwhelming. What about you, Bezil? Have you had any other experiences with any other programs or coaching things?
I mean, honestly, I've only been just focusing mainly on the railroad, not really explored anything else, to be honest. I did have a question though, for Nathan. Is you are specializing in like video editing. Are you more focused on social media? Do you like the social media aspect, like outreaching to other people, taking care of their edits, or are you more in the like able to do your own brand?
I definitely say that right now I am the video editing specialist. I do have experience with social media, growth, uh, stuff like that. And the personal brand is definitely something new I am learning.
Okay.
And I actually was not aware that Zoom had a such a small meeting limit. We've got about 3 minutes left. So, is there any other questions that you guys had or anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
No, not really.
No, it's good for me.
Yeah, well, it was great interviewing you, Nathan.